Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a very special current events episode of Uncanny Treks. That's right. We are talking about the Flash movie. Yeah, wait, is it just called the Flash movie, man? I don't even know what the fuck this is called.
It is just the Flash, Bobby. The Flash.
All right, we are talking about the Flash movie. We are part of Uncanny Treks. I am Bob in Cascadia. That is Matt in the Southland. Matt, have you returned okay from your run? You feeling healthier? You feeling refreshed?
Bob, gotta say, I left the theater on the fence with this film. And I'm still not quite sure how I feel about it. I told you, I said, give me a couple of days. I saw it Thursday, the first showing.
It's officially a couple days, man. It's Saturday morning.
Yeah. I saw the first showing of it on Thursday at 3:00 in the afternoon. There were lots of people like me there watching it.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah, it was not a packed house or anything. We bought our tickets in advance, but we didn't really have to. Yeah.
Yeah, a dear friend wanted me to see this with her, and I was just like, I just don't think I can. Don't think I can.
Well, we're gonna spoil I'm gonna spoil the shit out of this, Bob. So if you are someone, if you're planning on seeing this film, don't listen to this podcast yet. Listen to it afterward.
Yeah,
after you see the film. But if you want the whole movie spoiled for you, I'm gonna spoil it all for Bob because I know he's not going to go see this.
Nope. Aquaman 2 hasn't come out yet, right?
No.
It's weird that I'm not sure if it has or not. I'll probably go see Aquaman 2, but man, I don't know if I got any other DC movies in me. Even the James Gunn ones, man, they don't look good to me.
You gotta go see Blue Beetle, Bob.
Hell no. I do not need to see Blue Beetle starring George Lopez. I'm good.
So, Bob, here's how I want to do this. I'm going to assume that you saw like the commercials and the trailers, right, for the film?
Yeah, I did. At least some of them.
Okay.
They were hard to avoid if you occasionally go to see a Marvel movie in theaters.
Yeah, if you just turn on your TV, they were everywhere. And then the merchandising.
Well, I don't have live TV, man.
Yeah, but the merchandising, Bob, was crazy too. They've already put out like all the toys and all the things that go along with the film. Based on what you've seen from the promotional material, I just want you to tell me what you think happens in the film, Bob.
I mean, this doesn't seem that hard because there was a pretty extensive trailer. I feel like, I guess it was before Guardians of the Galaxy, or maybe it was before something else I went to see. It basically looks like Ezra Miller tries to time travel to save his mom. That goes wrong. The multiverse goes haywire.
You got it, Bob. That's the plot. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, that I think that last trailer made that like pretty clear.
Yeah, that's the plot. Barry goes back in time and he goes to when he ends up like when Ezra is like 18. I mean, the past Flash is like 18 years old, and the Ezra Miller that we're in the Ezra Prime is basically, an adult Flash. He's been the Flash for a while.
Just to be clear, these two Ezra Millers are from just different parts of the timeline in one universe. They're not from different universes.
Okay, that's where it gets confusing because really they're from a different universe.
But initially they think they're from the same universe?
Correct, yeah. Initially, Flash believes that he is in the same universe, but he's not.
Can I just say, like, as a general point, you can do time travel or you can do the multiverse. You can't do both.
Oh, trust me, they go for everything with this film, Bob.
I get that they're trying to like one up Spider-Man and Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I mean, come on.
Well, they're trying to one up everybody. It's crazy. Yeah. So then you get like, so at the same time that the Flash in the past, the Flash in the past, the 18-year-old Flash, he doesn't have powers. Okay. Yeah.
You can call it, let's just call them Young Flash and Old Flash.
Young Flash, Old Flash. Yes. Young Flash doesn't have powers yet. Okay. Yeah. To keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And they're watching TV and they see that Zod is invading.
Old Flash and Young Flash are watching TV.
Old Flash and Young Flash are in the past and they're watching TV and they see that Zod is invading, just like in the Man of Steel film. Okay.
Yeah.
So Old Barry's like, no, we need to get the Justice League on this. So he starts Googling everything like, okay, where's Wonder Woman? Where's Cyborg? Where is Superman? And none of them exist. Okay. but really a lot of them shouldn't exist anyway because they hadn't like Superman doesn't really show up until Man of Steel, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like that part blew
Yeah,
my
I
mind.
never saw that movie, but that was
Oh
my
yeah.
impression.
Well,
Did
yeah,
you
and then
ever?
like Cyborg turns into Cyborg, closer to the Justice League movie, so I didn't figure that out.
Yeah. As a side note, do you remember that story from I believe it was the greatest Batman stories ever told, Volume 1? It's called To Kill a Legend. And it's about like the Phantom Stranger transports, like, this is like maybe came out like 1980 or so.
Yeah,
And the Phantom Stranger transports Batman and Robin like to another world where he can try it. He can save the Waynes so that Bruce Wayne can, grow up with his parents.
yes, I do remember that, and it's very similar to that.
Yeah, and there's like a detail, and it's one of the things where like Robin observes that little Bruce Wayne is a little shit, and he observes that like there's like there are no heroes in this universe. Like Krypton doesn't exist, Atlantis and Themyscira don't exist, and so he's like, well, I mean, they kind of are gonna need Batman at least, and so like Dick is like encouraging him to just let nature take its course with regards to the Waynes. It's a really great story.
So, so Bruce is a little shit and deserves to have his parents murdered.
Yeah, basically.
Wow. Well, I mean, this film this film is
actually,
similar, yes.
I can't ask you that question, Matt, because it touches too close to your job. So never mind. We'll just let the listeners imagine the question I might pose to Matt. Knowing. Sorry,
right.
I derailed you. So they're Googling
fine,
the
Bob.
Justice League. They can't find the Justice League.
Yeah, so but they can find Bruce Wayne, and Barry knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. So this world's Bruce Wayne happens to be Michael Keaton.
Okay, so young Flash is the Flash of the universe of old Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. There's so many multiverses. It's just like you don't really know if it's the one that that we watched when we were watching '89 Batman.
Sure, we'll say it is. Why not?
We'll go with that. We'll just go with it. So yeah. So anyway, so they know they need a Superman. They need Superman. That's who Zod's after. He wants Superman. He wants that DNA or whatever. And somehow they come to the conclusion that there is a Kryptonian in Russia. It's not super clear how they figured this out.
They read Superman, Red Sun.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's all I could think about was like, okay, for some reason they're going to Russia and they're going to find Superman, and that sounds like his ship landed in Russia, just like the Red Sun. But no, that's not the case. They get there, they find out it's Supergirl. It's Kara.
Oh, that actually is where her ship lands in the New 52.
Yeah. So it's Kara Zor-El. They rescue her.
Although in a Superwoman outfit, a fact that I'm still bitter about.
Yeah, they did it on purpose because she has about 15 minutes of screen time and dies. So don't get too attached.
Oh, R.I.P. Yeah. That's actually kind of surprising. I mean, I'm sure this is just because of the controversy over Ezra Miller's string of crimes, but like they really put her front and center in the marketing I saw. For this movie.
They did. They really 100%. And by the end of the film, you realize that there was a whole lot of stuff redone after the last act of this film is all fucked up. But yeah, then they all get together to fight Zod, and Zod kicks their asses, and the Flash realizes that you can't change certain things.
Can I insert a question here since we're at them? So I love Michael Shannon and Michael Keaton, two great actors. How visibly bored are they as Zod and Batman in this movie?
Okay, Keaton is great, and that's why I'm so on the fence about this film, Bob. Okay. Keaton acts like Keaton Batman the whole time. Okay. Except for during the fight with Zod. And that's only because I think it was poorly cut together because they had to make it where Keaton's Batman and Supergirl both die.
Oh, so both Keaton's Batman and Supergirl get killed by Zod?
Yes.
Wow.
The only time you feel like Keaton is even like phoning in is during that fight with Zod. And I feel like it's because they had to like get some more vocals from him and just like he literally probably phoned it in. it was like my brother and I laughed at one part when he like talks because you're like, wait a minute, it doesn't seem right. Like it sounds like
the impression I got from Facebook reactions was that the CGI is pretty rough on this thing.
Yeah, there are probably less than 5 scenes where Keaton is actually in the suit, like the actual
Oh wow,
the actor.
wow.
Everything else is CGI. So, but it's not his. You can't see his face though. Like they've gotten to where they can do a lot of stuff with like the fight scenes where they just it's a CGI character or a stuntman fighting. They did the
Yeah.
same thing in the original Batman. I mean, Keaton was rarely in the suit.
I thought I saw in the trailer we see Michael Keaton driving that stupid motorcycle from the Christopher Nolan Batman
No,
movies.
that's Ben Affleck Batman.
Oh, that's Batfleck. Okay, so we're
That's
not there
Batfleck.
yet. That's still
Yeah. Well,
jarring.
no,
But
I'm
okay.
sorry. We actually passed. I went over all that, Bob, because it's kind of like filler. But
Oh, never mind.
I'll key you in later. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That I don't care about Batfleck. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So, but then how is Michael Shannon as Zod? Is he visibly bored?
Okay. Michael Shannon as Zod is so bored that I just thought they CGI'd his face like onto something.
Nice.
Like I didn't even know he was.
Nice.
Like they could have easily have done him, and then I don't know who plays the female invader. I can't think of her name. I know it's Ursa from, but it's not Ursa. It's another character. She's there, and she doesn't really have a speaking part, but it's her face. And you're like, I hope they didn't. I wonder if they paid her for that.
Apparently, the lieutenant is Farah Ul.
That's her. Yeah, she's in it, and then there's the other guy was in it too. He's the one that kills Batman.
Okay. And she's a German actress who's best known for the show Dark, which I haven't seen, but I hear is good. Noah and I are probably going to watch that at some point.
But they brought all of them in to do those scenes, and you could tell. I mean, Michael Shannon just they easily just could have like pasted his face over somebody.
Yeah, no,
he didn't talk much.
I hope he got paid big bucks, and I hope he was only there for 2 days. He's such a great actor, and he deserves better than this shit.
And the problem is too, like my mind, like the plot of Man of Steel is not ingrained in my brain like the plot of a lot of the movies in the past.
Yeah,
there's so many damn superhero films.
You didn't see it as a child.
Yeah, it's not like ingrained in my brain, so I don't remember like they could have easily just used the same scenes and CGI'd Supergirl over Henry Cavill.
Wow.
If they really
so basically, the woman who played Supergirl is Sasha Calle. Basically, the only thing she's been in is The Young and the Restless.
Yeah, soap opera actress. Yeah,
that's good for her. Good for her.
Like I said, with the fighting with Batman, like most of his scenes look very CGI, which is kind of the norm now for that stuff. So, and I think that's because I think the Batman CGI looks so much better because there have been so many companies out there, and I'm looking at Rockstar, the company that makes the Batman games. They've just done such a good job with that. I think a lot of their character work probably just they just took a lot of that stuff, those assets, and moved them over.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so Zod wins, and Batman
Supergirl
and Batman
die. Yeah. And then old Ezra realizes that he can't change the past, because there's always certain things that are going to happen. He actually agrees with your version.
It's a canon event, bro.
Exactly. He agrees with your version of time travel. And they even go, and Michael Keaton even goes so far as to explain how it works, Bob, which is kind of cool. He's making spaghetti, and he's like, here's a spaghetti noodle. Usually think of time travel as, okay, you've created an alternate timeline, and he splits the spaghetti. But it's not really like that. He just takes a big stack of spaghetti and just like rotates it. You've just changed the past and the future. They also talk. There's a lot of Back to the Future references. If you like, Back to the Future.
Just to make clear to you, the canon event thing is a very stupid gimmick in the new Spider-Man movie.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's exactly what happens here. In that Superman, Zod has to win in that universe if Barry's mom lives.
Yeah, because there would be a deep connection between those two events, of course.
Yes, Bob. There's a very
so
deep
I would say that's not exactly my theory of time travel. My theory of time travel is more, I tend to suspect you couldn't actually change the future that much through time travel, because sure, you could change discrete things like quantum leap style, but it just doesn't matter. Like what happens for lots of reasons. And the idea that this one random lady doesn't get murdered by Professor Zoom or whomever. So that means Kryptonians take over the Earth. That just doesn't follow. And I also have the theory that I think annoys you, that people aren't special. So if you kill a special person, that just means somebody else will probably do something pretty broadly similar.
Yeah, Barry's all up in the butterfly effect stuff, and so is Batfleck. is also about butterfly effect. He's like, if you even step on a blade of grass, it might destroy the content, the time continuity.
Yeah, I'm not about that. I'm not about that.
So you don't follow Batfleck so much. You lean more towards Michael Keaton's theory, but that's okay. I don't think I explained Michael Keaton's theory that well. You need to have Michael Keaton explain it to you.
That's okay.
That's why you should go see the film, Bob. You should.
Okay, so should we keep going with the plot summary, or should we move on?
Yeah, we're almost done. Yeah. Barry realizes that he can't do this. So the other Barry thinks he can, the young Barry. So he keeps going back in time trying to change it. You see Keaton's Batman die 2 different ways.
Oh man, they really needed to kill Keaton's Batman, huh?
Yeah, you see Supergirl die twice, and then he just keeps going back and doing it over and over again. Each time he does, he keeps getting injured by I think it's Zod. He gets injured by Zod. He gets pieces added to him, and he becomes the Dark Flash.
Whoa!
Because he's driven himself insane, going back and trying to stop all this. Young Barry sacrifices himself when the super Dark Flash version shows up. It's nothing great, and then that's the end of the film.
So an important question about the end: do they like Crisis on Infinite Earth style reset the universe?
No, Bob, they don't.
Huh. So it's not really clear at all how this is going to lead into like the James Gunnified DCU.
So Bob, they introduced the multiverse through CGI renditions of dead people. It's great.
Yeah. So who are our big examples of grave robbing that we get?
Okay, grave robbing, Bob. You want that first? So we've got Christopher Reeves.
Oh, which
is the worst.
That's not tasteful.
And I will say this: before Christopher Reeves died, there was this video that they put out, the
Super Bowl commercial.
I think it was of like Christopher Reeve walking.
Yeah, it was a Super Bowl commercial.
But I remember before he died. So he gave his permission.
He did give his permission. Yeah,
that was okay.
I remember watching that like at a Super Bowl party with my parents' friends, and everyone just being like, "That's a little creepy."
Yeah. Okay. But at least they got his permission, Bob.
Yeah. At least I still think it was in bad taste, but at least it's definitely an infinitely better taste than this.
Yeah. Now, this I'm sure they got his estate's permission, but come on, like it's just
actually I'm not sure that they do. I mean, it depends on how the contract was written.
Warner Brothers owns the likeness, I'm sure. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So anyway, but they put him and they put Helen Slater's Supergirl next to him in case you forgot that movie existed.
Yeah, I remember.
Which I'm guessing they just did that because the other Supergirl's in the film. I think if she not been in the film, it wouldn't have gone that direction. Because I was like, oh yeah, there's a shitty Supergirl film.
I don't know. I mean, I can see how they'd want to like.
But it's the first time you've ever seen them both on screen, technically.
Yeah, and they're trying to create like a sense of like many shared DC universes.
Right.
Is Helen Slater alive?
Yeah, she's alive.
Okay.
So they got her permission at least. All right. You also have George Reeves Superman.
Well, again, not necessarily though, because she might not own her likeness.
Oh, that's true. So you have George Reeves Superman at the very beginning of the scene when they introduce the multiverse.
Also in bad taste. In
bad taste, but yeah, that's a whole different thing. There's a scene where there's like Jay Garrick's Flash. It's like because Barry's running, and then they're showing like the scene where like they're going back in time, and like you see Jay Garrick running, which was kind of neat. I like that. So
he's not with the George Reeves Superman.
Yeah, he kind of is. He's in that same like it looks like it's in the same world. Probably, I think is what they're going for.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering if they were trying to like establish like a golden age,
a black and white something. Yeah, and I think I want to say I don't quote me on this. And for those of you that have seen the movie, I don't know for sure, but I do know Adam West Batman is in there somewhere. He may have been in the same.
I thought they said didn't they say they cut Adam West Batman?
No, he was there. He was in like he was in there, and he says something like you hear him talk. But it's just, it almost looks like a scene from one of the shows. His doesn't even to me look like a CGI thing.
I saw this on Facebook and it confused me, so I looked it up.
Okay.
There's apparently 2 actors who played Jay Garrick on the Flash TV show that just finished. I've never seen it, and this has spoilers. The the second one, the real one, I think, was played by John Wesley Shipp, who played Flash on the 90s TV show, played Barry Allen on the 90s TV show.
That's correct,
The
yes.
the first one, I think, was this guy, this actor, but apparently it turns out that he's not actually Jay Garrick. He's like Professor Zoom impersonating Jay Garrick.
That's right.
But I guess I guess in this he really is Jay Garrick.
Yeah, and I mean it's a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing though. So I don't know if they were trying to make that connection or just whatever, but
interesting.
It looked cool. It made me think: was there a Flash show back then? I was like, no, there's not a Flash. We're being stupid now.
It is kind of surprising. This is the first Flash movie. It's also kind of weird to like that it's the first Flash movie and it's just, it's really just a Michael Keaton movie, as you've said.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me hit back those cameos, Bob, because there's still a couple more that you need to talk about. There's a scene where Nicolas Cage's Superman from the failed Tim Burton treatment fights a giant spider to further jerk off Kevin Smith's ego.
I mean, sure that why not? Why not? That's the thing I object. That's the thing I object to the least about this movie. I'm pretty sure.
What pisses me off is like the internet ruined that for me. Like it's like somebody like even the director confirmed Nicolas Cage was in the film. He was just trying to get people to put like to go to see it.
Yeah, I did see some people saying that a lack of secrecy did kind of ruin this movie. If more of these had been actual surprises, it would have been a better.
There were two surprises, Bob, that I knew nothing about, and they were actually surprising during the film. Wonder Woman makes an appearance very early in the film. Gal Gadot,
and it's okay. Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. Okay,
yeah. Because the beginning of the film is basically like a Justice League Timverse episode. You got Alfred on the mic, telling everybody what to do. You got the Flash. He's like catching these babies that are falling from the sky. You got Affleck Batman on a Nolan bike chasing down the son of Falcone. And then there's Wonder Woman who just kind of shows up at the end. So of the whole sequence. So that was interesting to see her out of nowhere because I didn't expect to see. But she was also in the Shazam film. I think she's trying to.
She was in the Shazam film?
Yeah, she made another cameo there too.
Oh.
I think she actually resurrects Shazam, if I've read correctly. I didn't see that film.
Wow. So. Yeah, of course not. Yeah. Of course not. Now, that's Shazam 2, right? The one that just came out.
Yeah. Now the biggest surprise, Bob, that no one saw coming is at the very end of the film. Barry returns to his universe, and like this very nice car rolls up, and all these reporters.
And this is Teen Barry or regular Barry?
No, Teen Barry's dead. Teen Barry sacrificed himself.
Okay, so this is regular Barry.
This is regular Barry, yes.
But now the DC cinematic universe is not what we thought it was, because who does he see?
He sees George Clooney as Bruce Wayne.
That actually is kind of funny.
Yeah, it was a hilarious joke. Like, it was funny. I was laughing out loud. Now, people in the audience, when I was watching, some people were laughing. Others were like, what? Because it's just kind of out there. But yeah, it was awesome. And it was a joke. It was so obviously a joke. But people on the internet seriously think, like, so what does this mean that George Clooney's the new Batman in the DC movie universe? I'm like, no, jackass. That's not what it means. It's not.
Oh, but that would be so funny. Oh man, I'm picturing all the Snyder fanboys like screaming that they've replaced Batfleck with George Clooney.
Yeah.
That's good. That's okay. That actually is good.
Bob, the film literally ends with the Flash saying, "What the fuck?" Like that's how it ends. Because he doesn't know who this guy is. He doesn't know it's Bruce Wayne. He's met Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne. He's met Ben Affleck Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But it was meant to be a joke. But I think originally that was supposed to be Michael Keaton, and then that's how they worked around it. Because what was going to happen was that was going to be Michael Keaton, and then Keaton was going to be the new Batman for the DCEU.
I don't get that, but I don't want to inquire about it. So let's just keep moving.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
no. Let's just keep moving.
You remember the canceled Batgirl show and all that shit?
I thought it was a movie, wasn't it?
Or movie, yeah. The canceled Batgirl movie. Like, he was going to be in it. He was going to be like the Nick Fury of the DCEU. Yeah. All right. So then I had to sit and wait for this like long ass post credit scene. It took forever, Bob. It wasn't like the usual Marvel shit. It's Aquaman. He's drunk with the Flash. The end.
Oh, I like Jason Momoa enough that I will go see Aquaman 2.
Well,
The
sad
first
as I
one was
told my
kind of,
brother Aquaman was the next movie, completely forgetting about the Blue Beetle. So what does that tell you?
I mean, that just means that I've convinced you of my theory, Matt, that they're really not going to release Blue Beetle.
I feel so bad for that film because that could have been something really cool. But you know, even if I'm already forgetting about it, come on, like as much Blue Beetle stuff as we've read and done.
You know, it's no contempt for Blue Beetle, no contempt for the idea of a Latino superhero movie. All that's great. It's just the trailer just looks god awful.
Yes, it looks terrible and nothing like the source material.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. So I guess the important question then, Matt, any strange cult vibes off Ezra Miller in this movie?
So Bob, Ezra Miller can act. Every single scene, Bob, he's interacting with himself.
So in one way you didn't answer my question, and in another way you did, because it seems like you're joining the Ezra Miller cult, Matt. That's what I'm hearing.
I am, Bob. The guy's a damn good actor. He's a damn good actor, Bob.
I don't really remember him very vividly from Justice League, but I do remember him being pretty charming, and then like one of the only like selling points of the Justice League movie.
Yeah, well, and with these two flashes, he creates two like distinct characters and makes you really believe that they are interacting with each other. Like, you know, I never really stopped and said, you know, wow, there you can tell he's in front of a green screen talking to like a stand-in. I never felt that way. Now the other CGI, yes, the other CGI was terrible. Like, and they did like, but they got this down.
Yeah, interesting. So, did you and your brother have any like big divergence of opinion about this movie?
Not really. No, we both agree that the CGI is just kind of hit or miss with some stuff. My brother said he thought it was stupid they released this after the Spider-Verse sequel.
Yeah, I'd agree with him. That's kind of insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it already would have felt pretty derivative of the multiversal Spider-Man movie I didn't see, but to not get this out before the Spider-Verse movie, that's kind of malpractice on DC's part.
Yeah. And he also thinks that the commercials, the leaks, the merchandise, they really ruined most of the surprise. But I mean, can you imagine though that if they wouldn't have dropped that Keaton was going to be part of this? I mean,
yeah,
and then he shows up on screen, and you're like,
yeah,
what? I just gone into the film thinking it was a Flash origin story, you know?
Yeah.
But then again, would I have gone and watched it had I not known Keaton was going to be?
I don't know. You probably would have if they just sold Affleck heavy, and then the fake out had been, you know, it's Keaton and Clooney instead of Affleck.
Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome. But
so, Matt, since you basically went to this as a Keaton movie, even though you know you are joining the Ezra Miller cult, so you were surprised by, or no, not surprised, but you were like satisfied by the amount of Keaton in this movie. It sounds like.
Oh yeah, there was plenty of Keaton in the film.
Okay. What a weird film. What a weird time we live in. Has your brother already seen the Spider-Verse movie?
No.
Y'all should go see the Spider-Verse movie in theaters since you've already broken the seal on the theaters. It's I tell you, man, it's like there's a lot that's wrong with the Spider-Verse movie. Don't believe the universal praise, but you can't take away that the animation is beautiful. And I promise you, like, the only time you only want to see it once, and the right way to see it is on the big screen.
Yeah.
Like I have many problems with that movie, but nonetheless, it's really beautiful animation and it's worth seeing on the theater screen.
But I can just tell you here, Bob, the CGI in this Flash film, we're talking like PlayStation 2, which probably means nothing to you, but
Matt, the CGI in Spider-Verse, we're talking like PlayStation 33.
Nice.
Yeah, if only it wasn't 3 hours and didn't end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's part 1. That's what I couldn't figure out. I was like, part 1, damn.
I really don't feel like I knew there was another sequel coming soon, but that didn't prepare me to spend like, you know, well, actually I didn't spend it because my friend picked up the tickets this time, but that still didn't prepare me to spend 3 hours and, you know, hypothetically spend like $16 for part 1.
You're going to invest 6 hours, Bob, into this Spider-Man saga.
I mean, I'm probably going to go see Spider-Verse 3, but I will say, I am going to see the trailer first before I definitively say I am going to see it.
All right, Bob. So what is this with going back to the Flash? What does this say about the upcoming James Gunn universe thing? Absolutely
Doesn't
nothing.
sound like it says anything from what I
It's,
can tell about what you've said.
it says jack shit. It just means that, oh, there's a multiverse and James Gunn stuff's going to happen in another one. That's really all it says.
Yeah, or the same-ish one that's been changed by Ezra Miller, maybe. But I don't know, man.
Possibly, but I don't know if they're going to hire Ezra Miller back to be the Flash. We'll see.
So do we just have Blue Beetle and Aquaman 2 and then we start getting James Gunn movies, or is there other stuff?
But that's it. Superman Legacy will be out after Aquaman 2.
Yeah, man, like I'm already like losing faith in Superman Legacy because it's like they're gonna have the damn authority in Superman Legacy.
I saw
And
that, yeah.
and so that probably basically just means, that story where Superman I think it's from the early aughts, I think it's by Joe Kelly, I'm pretty sure, and it's called like Whatever Happened to Truth, Justice, and the American Way.
Yes.
And it's like Superman fights like authority knockoffs led by a guy named Manchester Black.
Yeah, it was
like,
a good issue. It was a
good issue. Yeah, it's a fine thing, but like I don't want to watch the movie of it. I mean, they already made the animated movie of it. It's called Superman versus the Elite. I don't really want to watch that in live action. And I don't know. I don't feel like that's the right way to get your optimistic Superman like established in the public consciousness. Is like, well, let's have them fight the grim dark authority and then spin them off into their own movie. I don't know. It just doesn't seem promising.
The Batman film that's coming out after that, the Brave and the Bold film, that has the same director as The Flash, Andy Muschietti.
Interesting.
He did It chapters 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, I heard that was pretty terrible. I heard that movie Mama with Jessica Chastain was pretty good, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, he's directing Batman Brave and the Bold, so there's that. Maybe he'll do a decent job.
I mean, did it seem like the directing was good? I know you had your complaints about the CGI.
Yeah, the directing was fine. I mean, the pacing of the film was fine, but they crammed a whole lot into one film. I mean, you literally had Flashpoint and Red Sun all mixed in to one movie.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. Just movie. What a profoundly weird time. All right. Well, this has been Uncanny Tracks special episode on The Flash. I am Bob in Cascadia. That was Matt in the Southland. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks for listening.